Hello, and welcome to my analysis of the show All American, more specifically Season 2, Episode 9. I chose to analyze this particular clip because of the way it was filmed in terms of its sound, lighting, and the types of shots it has. It really helps tell the story and build up the intensity that is going to be portrayed later on in this analysis. It also clearly depicts race, class, and gender in really interesting ways, in which I will deep dive later on.
Yo, man, all those people paid to see me perform last night. I gave you $4,000 for nothing.
Yo, they still got to skate.
Man, give me my money back, and we'll leave it at that.
Yo, if you don't get your ass on.
Look, I want Coop money back now.
I already turned it in.
Man, you better pull it out your ass or something.
Else what?
Man, try me.
Am I supposed to be scared? Me first you running around with snitches, now you letting Tyrone roam free after he shot you? Man, miss me with that. Blackjack, no trade back home.
Hey, yo, Preach! Chill, he good, chill. Preach! Y'all acting out of character. Man, where the rest of it at?
He was cut to the organizers.
Preach, I didn't want you to do all that. I just wanted to get the money back. You can't just be beating up people because you mad at Tyrone.
Look, this ain't about Tyrone. Look, I'm mad at you. Man, you weak as hell out here. And you making me weak too. That's why you got played. And that's why Tyrone and the rest of these blockhead busters think they can come at me sideways. I'm tired of saving your raggedy ass time and time again. Look, I'm keeping all this. Consider this your final debt to me. I'm done. For real this time.
So starting off, we can see that this scene is filmed with a medium shot to strike a balance between the facial and body expressions of the characters, as well as give a glimpse as to where they are in terms of their location. And this also serves as a smoother editing transition in terms of other shots. Looking closer into this shot, I'd like to point out that there is a form of product placement where you can see a laptop in the background towards the left from the brand Microsoft, and this is just basically a form of advertising for this type of product. Here you can see we've transitioned to a long shot to establish that these two characters have gone outside, and then it transitions to a medium shot to get a closer look as to what these two characters are actually feeling, which can be either anger or some type of emotional distress, and foreshadow the violent actions that are going to be happening in these next few moments. Now in this part of the scene, we can see a transition from a medium shot to a close-up shot in which we can truly capture the emotional distress the character is going through and sympathize and create a more intimate connection. Now in this part of the scene, there is a change of background music that is happening within the scene to ambient sound that is louder and quicker in tempo, which truly helps build the intensity of the moment. Now touching on the aspect of lighting, here you can see it is very dark and intense with very minimal accents of lighting within the background used to spotlight the characters and truly show what is going on. And I think the purpose of this type of lighting is to show that it is nighttime and overall set the mood. In the last part of the scene, we can see the depictions between race, class, and gender, in which first gender is shown by how this male character calls out this female character by calling her weak and basically incompetent for not being able to take care of herself in this type of environment. And in terms of class, we can see that these two characters are in the lower class, given that they have to be in this type of business in order to make ends meet. And finally, in terms of race, these two characters are black and are stereotypically shown as violent, which can cause harmful representations to the larger group of Black Americans. This leads me to the underlying ideological value, which is how these specific stereotypes are targeted towards the Black youth in America and are shown to be either corrupt, always getting in trouble, participating in gangs, and overall not going towards the right path. And it also shows portrayals of gender discrimination and sexism, which is very common in media, more specifically TV. Finally, this takes me to asking the question of if this clip should be critically acclaimed. And I do think it should be to a certain extent because of how well thought and organized this scene was in terms of its shots, angles, music, lighting, and sound choice. It all worked very well together to build up the intensity and overall execute the storytelling. However, it portrayed very stereotypical representations of people of color, more specifically Black Americans, and that just showed how it is not fully representative of the entire population. And it also represented women as the other by showing how they're weak, not competent, overall inferior, which could overall lead to controversies in terms of how representative these portrayals are within the entire population.